Just waiting for it. Perfect. All right. We can all see this? Year 7 equations. All right. So the idea of equations is to balance sides. So you're going to have two sides, right? You've got a left-hand side and a right-hand side. So a basic way to think about it is, imagine a set of scales. So I've got a really poorly drawn scale that almost looks like a cherry. So imagine a set of scales, and imagine in those scales I've got 2 apples and 1 banana. And on this side of the scale, I've got 2 apples and 2 oranges. And right now this scale is balanced. What's the conclusion you can make? What's the conclusion?
That two oranges weigh the same or are the same value as 1 banana.
Yeah, correct. So you can conclude that pretty much 2 oranges would be the same as 1 banana. Why are you able to conclude that? Because you've got 2 apples on this side and 2 apples on this side, which you can just cross out, or you can take away. And therefore you're left with 1 banana must be the same as 2 oranges if they are to be balanced. Okay, any questions? No, that made sense. All right, then we actually get to this concept applied in equation form. So we've got 4 different versions, right? The first version, version 1. Version 1 is if I've got x plus 5 equals to 10. Pretty much if they are pluses. What you must do is have x on its own. Right? X must be on its own. So this plus 5, let's start with you, Adele. Adele, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Plus 5. The way this works is x must be on its own, right? So can you have the plus 5 here? No. Right?
Yeah.
Let's say that again. X must be on its own. Okay. That means, can you have the plus 5 here?
No.
No. How do I get rid of a plus 5? What would you say, Adele? To get rid of a plus 5, what would be the opposite of plus?
I'm not sure. Oh, minus.
Okay. Minus 5. That's what we're trying to do. So we're going to do the opposite of plus 5, which is minus 5. That makes sense?
Not really.
Well, it's a rule, so you've got to do it that way. I can't really make that any easier. So wait, it's got a plus 5. I've got to get rid of it. So you eat minus 5. You got rid of it, yeah? What you do to one side, you have to do to the other side. We've got a minus 5 here as well, because you've got to balance it, just like our scale. What are you left with? You're left with x equals, what's 10 take away 5?
5.
All right, and we're going to keep doing these until we get good at them. So, Adele, just repeat it after me one more time. Ready? X must be on its own.
X must be on its own.
If I've got a plus 5, I've got to get rid of it by minusing 5. Say that.
I need to change it to minus 5.
If I've got a plus 5, change it to minus 5. That's fair enough. And then do it to both sides. So this one always will cancel out. That's the whole point of doing it. So you're just minusing 5 here. You know what some students write? If it's easier for you, move this. They draw a circle and they draw arrows. So they know that this one has to move to this side. So x equals 10 minus 5. Whichever one you find easier. Okay? Oh, and I didn't think we spoke about x's. Your x's start to look like this in year 7, not like this. don't do X's like this. So a backward C, a forward C. Backward C, forward C. Backward C, forward C. Okay? Let's go again. Anissa, let's try this next one. We're still in version 1.
Okay.
X plus 7 equals to 10. What do you do to both sides? Or, let's start it off even easier. I need to make X on its own, right? That's the golden rule.
Yeah.
So you want to get rid of this plus 7. How do I get rid of the plus 7?
By taking it away.
Taking away 7. And then what you do to one side, you do to the
Other.
other side. So X equals
3.
10, take away 7, which is?
3.
3.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, I know some of you can probably see the answer. 3 plus 7 is 10. It won't help in the long run. So we've got to actually do things properly. All right. Next one. Next one we're going to do is X plus 8. Bobby, let's do this one. X plus 8 equals 16.
Alright, so you have to minus 8, like you have to take away 8 from it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And then 16, take away 8. So X equals
8.
8. Good job. Maybe 2 more. Alvaro, X plus 4 equals negative 10. What do you do to both sides?
Alright, so you gotta take away 4 first.
You got to take away 4. So this goes and then you balance it. Now, what's your answer? Negative 10.
X
take away 4?
equals 6.
Ooh, wrong. Negative 10.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
That's okay.
X equals negative 14.
Correct. Negative
I
10.
didn't see the negative.
It's okay. Let me just draw it up for everyone. If we're at negative 10, we're here. If we're taking away 4, negative 11, 12, 13, that gives you negative 14. So be careful with that. All right, good job. And Gracia, your mic's working.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Let's try one with you. X plus 6 equals 14 and a half. What do you do to both sides?
You've got to minus 6.
And then this crosses out technically. And then
Yeah.
X equals, what's 14 and a half minus 6?
8.5.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Adele,
Yeah.
does it all make sense now as we've done this?
So all you have to do is just change the plus into a minus, right?
Well, that's the idea. You're going to do opposites, correct?
Okay.
But the bigger idea is this guy. Trust me. X on its own. And that's why we're taking away 5. Is X on its own here on the left-hand side, Adele? On this left-hand side, is it on its own? Left-hand side is by itself. By itself? Is it by itself?
Yes.
They're not. Until I get rid of the 5. Until I get rid of the 4. Until I get rid of the 6. Until I got rid of the 8. Do you get it? Do you get what I'm saying by that? Because it is confusing. It's your first time you're learning algebra. So it is weird. I understand. But can you see how X is now on its own? Whereas it wasn't on its own at the beginning? Yeah? Adele,
Yeah.
all good?
Yeah.
Okay, let's try version 2. Version 2 is not that much harder. Don't overthink it. Version 2. Version 2 looks like this. X minus 5 equals 10. Adele, do you know what we're going to do to both sides?
Plus them.
Oh, good job. This crosses out because minus 5 plus 5 is gone. That's the whole point, trying to get rid of it. What is X equal to?
15.
Boom. All right. Any questions from anyone regarding that? No. I know, makes sense once I do a few. X minus 2 equals 8. Anissa, what do you do to both sides? Or what do you do, even if you don't want me to say both sides? What are you meant to do? X.
+2.
Plus 2 to both sides. That's what you're technically doing, aren't you?
Yeah.
This cancels out. It just so happens to cancel out because you want X on its own. And then what's your answer? X equals?
10.
There you go. All right. Maybe one more, Bobby. X. Whoops. X minus 14 equals negative 20. Bobby, what do you do to both sides?
You minus it by 14.
Ooh, no, it is already a minus. So what's the opposite of that?
Add 14.
Yeah, opposites. Always opposites. Okay? Add 14. Go on. Add 14. All right. How do you read this?
X equals 14.
No, wrong. Read it. Read it again. Read this bit. Ready? Wait. Read
X
this.
equals negative 14.
No, read that whole thing for me.
Negative 20 plus 14.
Oh, that's what it is. X equals negative 20 plus 14, which is what? What does that become?
-6.
Negative 6. Do you understand that, Bobby? Bobby?
Yeah.
Yeah, you sure?
Yeah.
All right. Do you understand why? Wait, before that, do you understand also why it's X equals negative 20 plus 14? Because that's what you've got left here, not just 14, or you were saying negative 14. Doesn't work like that. Same as this. So it says 10 plus 5 is 15. 8 plus 2 is 10. Let's do another one. X minus 6 equals negative 26. Gracia, what do you do to both sides?
You have to add it. You have to add 6.
Yep. Or in other words, you can move this minus 6 over here and it becomes plus 6. It's up to you guys what you decide to pick. X equals?
32.
Wrong. Minus 26 plus 6
Oh, okay.
is
Wait,
negative 20. So it looks like we're just going to keep making those mistakes. So please be careful with your negatives and your pluses. All right. Do you understand how to do that?
Yeah.
Negative 26 plus 6? Yeah. Just be very careful. It's tempting to say 32, but it doesn't work like that. All right. Where are we? So I just want to see something. If we can get equations that are one-stepped, actually we'll stop recording there firstly. We don't need to have all this recorded.